So, without further ado, I introduce to you Mr. Carl Franklin.
Thank you. You've really laid a good foundation for it. Thank you. Appreciate that. It's my privilege. You know what the spirit realm is? I see a lot of blank looks.
What we can't see.
Well, you know that angels are part of the spirit realm, right? And you know that Elohim, the ones that shape matter, are, and all of the energy workers that adjust the frequency of matter so that it can do what it's here to do. And do you know, are you familiar with the devas? Okay, the nature spirits. When I was writing this book, I hadn't never thought about the devas, but as I was nearing the completion, they said, you've got another chapter to do. And literally the last chapter was completely channeled, and I don't write. I can't spell, and any punctuation is poor. But they've got a crazy program that you can put in your computer and you can talk to it, and it prints it out, and it really works. Not perfect, but it works. And anyway, the last chapter is dealing with devas, the nature spirits. So when we think of, the spirit realm, we think of these kinds of beings, but something has really been hitting me strong this week and telling me, this is what you're to share at the Coptic Center. So bear with me here. Are you a part of the spirit realm? I see one yes. Okay, some other yeses. And can I explain that yes, you all are? And the reason is, we all have a physical body. We can see it. It's our five senses can really tune into it. We can see it. We can hear it speak. On occasion, we can even smell it. All right? And so it's there. It's real. It's physical. Do you have a mind? And what does your mind produce?
Thoughts?
Have you ever seen a thought? Have you ever touched a thought? Have you ever smelled a thought?
No.
And do you have emotions? Have you ever felt the emotions other than within your own body? Felt the emotions of people? Okay, you can read the body language and you can sense what they are feeling, and that can be contagious, so you can feel it also. But are your emotions physical? They're not. Now, consider a person. We don't want to make it you, all right? We'll make it a fictional person. Their mind isn't working. They don't have the ability to feel emotion. Are they human? Or are they a robot? Our personalities, our values, our beliefs that basically govern our behavior come from our thoughts and our emotions. That's who we are. That's what we experience within, and that's what other people experience of us without. But those are coming from non-physical parts of us. Now, do you have a soul? Does everybody have a soul? Have you ever seen a soul? Ever touched it, smelled it, tasted it, whatever? It's not physical, is it? So, I like to see these as bodies. We have a physical body. We have a mental body that produces thought. We have an emotional body that allows us to feel and express through our body feelings. And we have a soul. 3 of those aren't physical. What are the other 3? Are they spiritual? Are they the spirit aspect of you? And I propose that you consider that we are 1/4 physical and 3/4 spirit. We are in the spirit realm and we're in the physical realm. And it is my personal belief that there is a spiritual foundation for everything that's physical. In fact, for everything in the universe. All right? Everything has spirit. We have spirit. We are spirit. And because we have consciousness, and incidentally, the quantum physicists have identified consciousness in all of creation, even to the quantum level, which means smaller than an atom. So we can assume that everything in the universe has consciousness, and we have consciousness, and we are 3/4 spirit. Do you think we can communicate then, or have the potential to communicate with literally everyone and everything on earth and in the universe? And could that, in part, be the meaning in the story of creation in Genesis when it said, and God created, I'm going to change the word a little bit here, and God created humankind in his own image and likeness. And to stress the point, to emphasize it, he repeats himself. In his image and likeness, he created them. My definition of the soul is, it is the divine consciousness within ourselves. And I subscribe to the concept that the Christians promote, the concept of the Holy Spirit. I subscribe to the belief that everything has divine consciousness within it. We have more than the 1 to 2 million different life forms on the planet, according to the biologists, which means that we have more of that divine essence within us than anyone else or anything else on the planet. And when Jesus said, "Do you not know that you are God?" I think this is what he was saying. And when you look around, if it's not created by nature, it's most likely been created by a human being. Whether it's physical or whether it's government, economies, religions, whatever. We are the creators and the shapers of what happens on the earth. We are the gods of the earth. And if all of this, the rocks and trees and animals, etc., even the viruses and the bacteria, if they have consciousness and we have consciousness, what keeps us from communicating with them? Except our own limited beliefs. Okay? And we can, if we do learn to do that, and we believe, and that's foundational, we believe that we have that ability, then we can be more powerful gods than we have been heretofore. If you contract an illness, have you ever talked to your body?
Mm-hmm.
Did it work? Mm-hmm. Yes, it does. And particularly if you're working out of the subconscious portion of your mind, that when you fall asleep at night, how you get the state between awake and asleep, called the alpha state. In that state, you're working out of both conscious and subconscious together. And in that state, you can communicate with the organs in your body, with the bacteria, with the viruses in your body, with your body's immunization and defense mechanisms. And you can take a lot of control over your own body. Now, if you happen to break a bone, and I want to tell you a story. This was a long time ago, and they were hippie metaphysical friends of ours, all right? And they were out, and something happened. There was an accident, and one of them fell, tripped, and broke their arm. So they take him to the hospital, and they take an x-ray. Yes, it's broken. And the doctor comes in and aligns it and sets it and puts a cast around it. And they said, well, we have the ability to heal that. And so they spent an hour or two sending healing energy to that. And when the person felt it had been healed, they went back to the hospital and told the doctor what they had did, and they said, it's healed. And he just, you can imagine how seriously he took them. So he said, all right, we'll check it out. So they go in and take another x-ray. By God, it had healed. That damn doctor rebroke the bone.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
So they went through the healing process again, but didn't go back to him to have him check it out. Okay? True story. Yes, yes. That's the power that we have if we believe. Now, there's a saying that we're spiritual beings here for a physical experience. And I think that is 110% true. But we don't realize it because we get so enamored by everything coming in from our five senses, we think we're a body. Yes, we are. But do you realize that your physical body is the only thing about you that's temporary? Research on death and dying. No loss of consciousness, even if they're under anesthetics. When the heart stops and the monitor flatlines for the brain, they can see everything happening. They can hear everything being said. They go through, they feel it's a tunnel. They think they're in space, but it's not. They end up in front of a light, a tunnel of light. And this story has been now researched for over 40 years. And the story is virtually consistent with those people that come back from a near-death experience with their memory intact. And they, in front of and standing at the entrance to the tunnel, they come back because their mind is focused back here. It's focused on their family, their loved ones. Are they ready to leave them? Can their family function without them being here? And their bucket list, the things that they wanted to see and accomplish before they died, they haven't done all of that yet. And because their focus is back here in the world, zap, they're back in their body. The doctors think they've revived them with their, what do they call it?
The paddles.
The paddles, yeah. And that was certainly a factor, but they most likely would have come back anyway because it wasn't their time to go. And their focus wasn't there, it was here. Okay? But the thing is that in that state, body is dead, their mind is working, their emotions are working, we know that their soul is working, they are still very much themselves, their personality is not changed. The only thing that really has changed is they weigh 5/8 of an ounce. Not enough density for us to be able to see with our physical eyes. That's who we are. That's who we will be. And those aspects, our mental body, our emotional body, our soul body, they're eternal. Only our physical body. It's what, programmed for 50, 100 years, something like that. And when the clock runs out, we leave our physical body. We are a spiritual person here for a physical experience. In order for these non-physical parts of us to fully experience and express in this physical world, it needs a physical vehicle. And so we have this physical vehicle with the five senses so that we can experience and express in a physical environment. And in order to do that, the physical vehicle has to be made out of what's there. Here on the earth, we're made out of gas, we're made out of water, and we're made out of minerals. All right? And they stay here when we die. That's part of the earth. But everything else that we are, bye-bye. We're out of here. Now, have any of you ever had out-of-body experiences? Okay. Okay. In an out-of-body experience, the mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies, and together we call them the astral body. And it's the astral body that leaves the physical body at death, all right? But that's also the astral body that leaves the physical body in an out-of-body experience. And in that experience, there's one thing different between that and time. And that is the astral body can travel any place literally in the universe, but it always stays connected to the physical body with what they call a silver cord. And it's the life force energy. It all emanates from the creator of the universe. It comes to us through our soul, and the soul is connected to the physical body, sending life force energy. So the heart keeps beating and the brain continues to function. But in terms of awareness, there's absolutely no awareness of your physical body out of body. You're focused totally and completely on where you are and what you're experiencing there at that time in that place. So that's who we are. And we have proof of that with near death and with out-of-body experiences. So please, you are a part of the spirit realm. And you are literally a spirit being here to have a physical experience. And part of that experience, I'm sure for all of you, is you're here to make this physical world a better place for people and animals. We're here to facilitate Mother Nature. All right? So just, if you want, underline, that's one of the reasons that you are here. And God bless you in fulfilling it. Thank you.